Hey, me and Matt here. So, Summerslam and NXT Takeover are in the books. One was an awesome real wrestling show, and one was kind of a shit show. You decide. So, anyways, NXT Takeover Brooklyn, number 2. Ty Dillinger versus Wesley Blake. Good match. Very cool to see Ty Dillinger, one of the new greatest NXT wrestlers, also Blake. Um, this It was really cool to see that match. Also, um, but Ty was the bigger man, the better man, I should say. Then we had Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering versus TM61, Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. Authors of Pain gives him Solomon and Sonny, didn't you? So Paul Ellering is one of the greatest legendary managers. Managed, of course, the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, whatever, you know. To see this new take team come out and kick some ass, it's very awesome. Very, they're gonna hopefully go somewhere with and win the take team championship. I think that would be pretty cool to see that. Then we had Austin Aries versus No Way Jose. Uh, his feud uh, showed his true colors in a way that I figured he was going to be a heel. He was a heel in TNA. I didn't. I don't know a lot about his Ring of Honor stuff. I did see it, but I think he was a heel there too. So he was really good at playing the heel role. And so facing No Way Jose also brought out, you know, the fighting side of No Way Jose, the serious side, if you will. The match ended, of course, Austin Aries, the veteran, won. Uh, but that was a good match. Then we had the debut of Ember Rose, defeating Australia's Billy Kay. Now, Ember Rose apparently was related to Booker T, I guess. And she was also in the Ring of Honor, but I don't recall. I don't remember her. I don't remember. Unless she was in there, like, a few years ago, I guess. Um, can't recall. But, anyways, she defeated Billy Kay. That was a good match. I think the women's division nowadays is a lot better than it was. Well, you know, not as good as the Attitude Era divas, but it has been better. I can't really describe it, but very cool to see the Ember Rose. Bobby Roode versus Andred Amos. That I can't say enough fucking good things about Bobby Roode. Of course, seeing Bobby Roode in TNA when he was on Team Canada, all the way to Beer Money, all the way to the It Factor, he was the fucking man. And when I was in high school when TNA happened, I was in senior high, I guess, and just watching Bobby Roode later on and saying I thought maybe he was related to Rick Rude for some stupid reason. But obviously, when I looked it up, yeah, it was spelled differently. But yeah, Bobby Roode coming down and some height platform thing with his robe. This match was really interesting because he played a heel, you know. He turned on the fans when he debuted. with his speech, but for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but everybody was cheering him on. And that to me, he even seemed impressed or surprised, if that's the word. Yeah, he was very surprised at that. So I don't know if there's gonna be a face turn for him, but when you turn heel and then you do a match, your debut match, and you get a reaction like that, I don't know how he's gonna, if he's A, going to turn face, or B, find a way to make the audience hate his guts. I know a lot of wrestlers have done that, so who knows what he can, I don't know what he's gonna do. Then you have the Revival Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, that's the tag team champions, versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, the Italian guys were the want to be the champions. They faced each other in an epic battle at cruiserweight wrestling championships, and they were tight after that. Unfortunately, they didn't get the job done, and I thought there was gonna be a heel turn for Tommaso Ciampa after the match, but that obviously never happened. So, I also want to point out, might have been the Bobby Roode Andreas Amos match. They return. Well, I guess not the return, but he came back a second time. Kenta Kobashi or Hideo Itami came back and gave the go to sleep to Andred MS. I think that was the match. But that was very fucking cool. Then we had Asuka as the champion defeated Bayley. If you watched Raw, obviously, you saw Bayley coming up, making her Raw debut. You have Bayley get defeated by Asuka. Again, I thought there would be another heel turn, but that obviously never happened. Asuka's still the champion, and there you go. That's cool to see that. Then you had the main event, Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. So, what a good match it was to see that. I think you have these guys who, well, one despises the other, and the other guy plays the cool, not afraid of anybody. And I think that Shinsuke really did a good job of, pissing off Samoa Joe. I really thought that, like I said in my prediction, that Shinsuke Nakamura shouldn't have the title just yet. However, yeah, there was, I guess, different plans. There was different plans for Shinsuke Nakamura. I knew they were going to push him, but I didn't think that it was going to be that early. Yeah, there it is. So, that's NXT Takeover Brooklyn Part 2. One of, like I said, very cool, a very good wrestling show. I probably didn't do it a justice, but it really was awesome to see a wrestling show. But then, followed up by Summerslam, that, is historical in itself, being around since 1988. It was cool, but like I said before, it was a shit show. But you beat a judge. American Alphas and the Hype Bros and the Usos went up against Fabrizio, which is one of my new favorite take teams. The Ascension, which I haven't fucking seen in a while, and then the Vaudevillains. And the American Alphas, Usos, and Hype Bros defeated those guys. And obviously, that was pretty cool, because who the fuck cares about the Vaudevillains and the Ascension? I thought, yeah, they were cool in NXT, but, getting into the WWE, it just doesn't make sense that what they're doing with them right now. Then you had the best of 7 match. Sheamus versus Cesaro. I thought this one would go to Cesaro, but Sheamus won. Nothing more to say about that match. Then you had Jericho versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I said in my prediction that the Canadian boys are going to win. That's exactly what happened. I think that these guys are, well, it could be a legit tag team. I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever go up for the tag titles, but I've been wrong before. Again, Cass and Enzo are a cool tag team as well, but they lost that night. It is what it is. Then you had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, and I have a friend who was dead set against Sasha being the women's champion. Okay. I didn't know. I thought maybe she would win again, but she got the treatment where See, this is what bothered me, She wanted to fight Charlotte on Raw. They had a match, and she became the new women's champion. I thought that was a mistake. I thought maybe let's have them wrestle again on SummerSlam, and maybe have Sasha win the women's championship. But in this case, it didn't turn out like that, and Charlotte won against Sasha Banks. That's all. And I think also, Sasha Banks got her back all fucked up. IC Championship, Intercontinental Champion, Miz versus Apollo Crews. Again, I'm not a Miz fan. I would have liked to see Apollo win. Obviously, that was not in the plans, but again, really, why the fuck do you want The Miz to be the champion? He's been the champion so many times. It's, maybe it wasn't, a good time, but, yeah, I would have thought Apollo would win. Obviously, that didn't happen. Then AJ Styles versus John Cena. A lot of people will bash John Cena for burying a lot of wrestlers, and saying, well, he kicks out a lot, and, he's full of shit. Here's the thing, that may be true to some degree, but let's face it, I think John knows how to do business, and that night, AJ Styles won. Again. Um, so, after the match, AJ leaves, and John gets up, takes off his uh, armband. I can't remember really what it said. He put it in the ring, and then he left. I don't know what that means. Will we see John Cena again? Is he gonna go home booby faced? It's obviously not gonna be Shawn Michaels and come out and explain why he lost and should have won. But AJ Styles won. And you had the club, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Yeah, that was interesting. There was no, it was bullshit. Fucking bullshit. So Jon Stewart comes back at SummerSlam for the second year in a row. Goes in, says some things, whatever. You have the stupid angle where, you know, the club has a jar of pickles representing what I can't remember and don't fucking care to remember. They have one for Jon Stewart. Then the New Day comes out, and that was cool though. The way, you know, Jon Stewart said the whole thing that Biggie would say, and the audience joined in. Okay, that was cool. But the whole match itself ended in disqualification, which I fucking hate. You pay your ticket, you go see a show, and it's a pay per view out of all things, and it's a disqualification. Why? You know? And no, I don't think it was because Big E came. And no, I don't think that was it. I just saw it not too long ago, so. No, I forgot a match. So the second match, so okay, I fucked up. The second match after the whole six-man tag match was Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. Okay, so the Dudley Boys are now retired. They came out on Raw. They said, "We're gonna retire for realsies," and of course the club came out, kicked their ass, whatever. They've done this whole thing before. They did it on TNA, and Bully Ray was made a character because he turned on Devon. Then this whole thing. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. They said they retired. I don't believe that for a second. They're still young, but we'll see. They better not fuck off to TNA again, like Ric Flair did in 2008. You fucking. Anyways, yeah. So Sammy and Neville won, and they make a good tag team. I don't know if they're gonna be like Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. We'll find out, sure enough. So back down after Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. It's Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler going, yeah, you know what, I've been around for a very long time. I've had the World Heavyweight Championship, but I've never had the WWE Championship. So, you know, Dean Ambrose, they went back and forth. They did the super kick to Dean Ambrose. So SummerSlam came out, and it was actually a good match. Dean Ambrose won the match. So I'm not sure what that means for Dolph Ziggler. I didn't watch all of Raw, but what I caught, you know, I mean, I'll talk about that in a second. You had Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and the surprise return of Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Camilla, the Staten Island princess. So, Eva Marie was supposed to join Alexa and Natalia, but her whole bullshit storyline with not coming out to the ring and wrestle. I don't even know if she's talented, because I haven't seen a whole fuck of a lot lately. I know I'm sparring, but you know what? I have allergies, and yeah, like I said, this was not a good show. But yeah, it's a few good matches. Like here, you have so yeah, the women's thing. Natalia and Alexa Bliss and Nikki won. Okay. So then you have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. Finn Balor, of course, came back as the Demon King. Not Kane. King. This unveiled the Raw Championship. Or the Universal Championship. And that's what pisses me off too. You have the opportunity to make a new belt. Well, no. Well, we're gonna take this belt. We're gonna do like we did with the Women's Championship and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'll just stick a W on there. We'll put Universal Championship in small letters. Nobody will fucking know the difference. Yeah, but we'll make it red. Well, the red thing I can understand because it's Raw, but show some fucking imagination. And now there's gonna be belts for SmackDown women, and there's another one coming up. I've watched before SmackDown Live, so that's what I heard. Okay, so those are probably gonna suck too, and you know what? There's like I said before, no imagination in the fucking WWE. They just cut corners, and sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. I actually thought the Summerslam stage was great. They didn't cut corners and just put SummerSlam over a Raw stage. Well, I watched Raw the next night. It's the same fucking thing. Except it's Raw, not SummerSlam. I mean, they changed the stage, whatever. So, fucking, these people have no idea how to do anything anymore. You want to see a pay-per-view, and I guess that's why they have the WWE Network. Because then they don't really have to give a shit at making things look spectacular. Except for WrestleMania. So anyways, Finn Balor won. And what fucking use was that? Because next night on Raw, had to come out, had to have some bullshit excuse. I hurt my arm, so I'm giving up the title. So now there's gonna be a battle royal or a fatal four. I don't know. I don't care. This Big Cass versus Seth Rollins versus I can't fucking remember. Who cares? Because you know what? At the end of the day, it's gonna go to Seth Rollins. It was always gonna be for Seth Rollins. Fuck. Shit pest. See, that's how confusing. I can understand why people have the WWE love-hate thing going on, and they constantly complain about it, because this is the kind of shit that happens. And then the main event. Randy Orton, the Viper, versus Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate. It was a good fight. Let me just say that right fucking now. It was a good fight. It was awesome. It was. You had the table broken. You had a lot of cool moves. It wasn't like he would made Randy Orton his bitch. What pisses me off is they stopped the match because of fucking blood. Randy Orton was bleeding, so we have to stop the match. Therefore, uh, when are we going? Like, okay, fine, I get it. We saw blood, but we still had to have the match stopped, and there's no contest. That makes me absolutely sick. And not only that, I did forget to mention Rusev versus Roman Reigns for a reason, though. I thought that was bullshit. Rusev's hurt, so we gotta stop the match. How did he get hurt? I didn't see that part. Well, he had Roman Reigns leave. And then Roman Reigns comes back and spares Rusev. Still no contest. So basically, there was 3 matches at SummerSlam that were no contest or disqualification. If I were Pickle Boy or anybody that showed up at SummerSlam, I would have gotten my money back. I don't know. Maybe it's not important. I don't know. That happens a lot nowadays. But anyways, so that was SummerSlam and NXT Takeover booklet. Again, NXT was a hell of a lot better. It was actually what wrestling is all about. I really enjoyed it. SummerSlam, not so much. Sure, there were some good wrestling matches. But some people need to take their head out of their ass and think about a lot of things before they actually put them on air. You stopped a match because a guy was bleeding. Probably could have been worse. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye.